All right, my name is Dan. Welcome back to the channel here. Omi Token is doing some good things. I just wanted to really talk about it. I have a little bit of time here before I have to take care of my daughter. So let's see here. Let me pull up the chart here. Yeah, you can see that pretty good. Good. So what's Omi Token doing? Omi Token is doing really, really well right now. We're trading at the 0.0079 price. And we don't know where it could go. Could we hit, I don't know, 8283 in the next couple days, then start retesting 90 cent, not 90 cents, 0.0090. It's definitely possible. So let's see. Vivi for Kids, how's it going? Good to see you. Haha lame. How's it going, my friend? Vivi for Kids says it's going to hit 0.008. I think that's going to happen. We've been at 8283 before, so I would not be surprised if we started hitting those levels with all the other positive things coming in the pipeline. I don't know how we can't blow past 0.008283. I would be shocked if we did not. Daniel, hey man, I saw your tweet on Twitter about, hey, is anyone going to live stream this? So I was like, well, I have a few minutes. My daughter's napping, so I might as well just talk about it since no one else seemed to be talking about it. I don't know. So it's good to see you. You always have some really good insights on Twitter. Luke says, fellas, we're going parabolic. I feel like I've been so abused by the Omi token from last year. I got like PTSD from it. So I want to believe that, but some part of me just has this fear. So anyways, Sam, good to see you. Josh, how's it going, man? Wade, hello. Abe asks, hey, Dan, are you getting paid to promote? I think that's a reasonable conclusion to make. But no, I don't get paid by anyone. YouTube has been a hobby. I started off just talking about projects I liked, and I just went down the rabbit hole. You probably are asking because of this hat, and I actually got some free merch from someone in the community. And actually, if you're interested, you can check down in the link below. I don't get actually any money from it, but you can get 10% off. I just think he's a cool guy. I like his stuff. This hat he did is really nice. It almost looks like it could be really official. And this VV little hoodie here, and that light actually is an official VV light I received. So that's the only thing I got from the team. So no, I don't get any money from them. The only money I get is ad revenue from Google, from YouTube, and any donations and things like that. Sam says it's nice to drink freshly brewed coffee. I am the opposite. I am winding down at 6:30 p.m. my time. My wife's working. I got a baby to take care of, but I hopefully will be in bed in the next 4 hours. Josh says depends on what BTC does. Yeah, Omi has actually acted out on its own, and there's so many catalysts that maybe it doesn't go step in step with Bitcoin all the time. Weeby says, what do you plan to do when MTL is released? Like preparing for the market, gem to NFT ratio. So I am not a big collector. I do have a few pieces. I bought my first full set of stamps, the mother USPS stamps. I bought all of that recently. But I don't really have a lot of big plans because I'm not a big collector. I try to participate in the drops, but I don't make moves. I just don't. I'm not good at it. So I don't plan on doing anything when MTL happens. John says, did you buy back all the Omi you sold? I bought some. Ever since that ill-fated video I did a couple months ago, I don't really want to broadcast my moves anymore. I don't want people to think I'm trying to manipulate things. It was just a big fiasco. So I will say I bought some. I don't want to really talk too much about what I'm doing. Cali Crypto Dude says, what's up, Dan? Everything is lining up. Let's go. It is. Finally, it is. I feel like I spent the last 3 months on YouTube saying the same stuff that everyone else says. So it's great to see things moving in the right direction. Good to have you in this community. Hey, thank you very much. 10K subscribers. Growth is a little bit slow right now. That's fine. My goal is see if I can get, I started doing YouTube in April of 2021, late April. So if I can get 10,000 by then, I would be very, very happy. That's kind of my goal. Luke says we broke 8 this time. Hits different. We actually we're anticipating all this so much earlier. Yes. I do agree with that. It does feel different. Like I said earlier, I do have a little bit of PTSD in regards to this, but I'm very happy. I'm very happy to see things moving because I have friends that they know I do a little bit of YouTube stuff. I don't like to share too much of this in my real life, but they look at this OMI token, they don't see it doing anything, and they just think I'm stupid when I know I'm not. I know things are happening, it just got delayed, but people never heard of this token, it's not Bitcoin, it's not ETH, they just think I'm talking about a scam. So it will be good to finally see us at the bare minimum. I would like to see in the next quarter 1 of 2022, for us to break through 1 cent, preferably break through an all-time high. And I think it can. I really do feel that way. So close to a breakout. I agree. Yeah, I don't see a lot of whale action anymore. And I want to just caution you guys, there's 65 of you all in here, but I want to caution you guys that we have one last round of founder token unlocks, February 11th, 2022. Historically, there have been some sales that allow these whales to take profit, and it does have a negative impact on price. So I really don't want you guys to FOMO into anything, even though I kind of have that itch to FOMO into this project even more. But you have to be disciplined. Dollar cost average is the way to go. Troy, how's it going? Kyle Wilson, just want to pop in and say hi. Appreciate your hat. Yeah, I think it's a great hat. It smells fun. He does a lot of great merch. A lot of actually really good merch. There's a lot of bad merch out there, and this feels really good. It's not really my style. I don't usually wear stuff like this. I'm like 36. I look like I'm 28 or something. But thanks, man. Kyle Wilson doing big things. I like a lot of his videos, actually. I'm really surprised some of his videos don't do a lot better, because I think he does great content. Guys, hit that like button. Yeah, if you do want to help me out, let's hit that like button. Let's celebrate a little bit. Dan just looked like he signed with the team. It does. The only thing official here is this light is official. And then I did get some shirts, but none of this is official merch. But doesn't it look official? It looks official. Paper hand, Dan, what up? How's it going, man? Let's have a clean break, retest, and let's test 0.009. Yes, I do. Financial news and views, great channel. Watch a lot of his content. Definitely check him out. John Taylor says, don't blame you, man. Glad when I first got in, you gave out advice of hold through the ups and downs to see the most profit. Has worked for NFTs. Hopefully we'll continue with Omi. Yeah. Yeah, man. I did not anticipate this collectible run, man. I mean, some people are posting vaults, 100,000, 200,000 up. That just blows my mind. And honestly, I was talking to another YouTuber on Twitter, and I mentioned how, middle of last year, I did not give 2 craps about the actual collectibles. I think my first collectible I actually bought was a hoverboard, the Marty's hoverboard, and that's it. Because I was like, this thing might 2 or 3x. I would rather put my money into Omi, and it's something I understand. But now, in hindsight, I feel stupid because I remember thinking like, man, I could buy that Superman for like $500 on secondary at one point. And I was like, $500, I can buy some Omi with that. I'm not going to buy that. At best, it's going to just double in price. And now it's, 4, 5, 6,000. Todd is like 11 to 13,000. Man, it is incredible. Like, I'm actually really interested in these people who put a lot of money into collectibles and are doing really well. Because I'd really admire these people because it's something I can't do. I remember I look at secondary all the time. I'm thinking like, okay, I got a couple $100. What should I throw it into? And then at the end of the day, you got to stick with some really good advice. I think the best advice for most people is try for every primary store drop because chances are it won't do very poorly. It typically goes up and you have a chance of getting a secret rare, ultra rare that can maybe be worth anywhere from 500 to 10, $20,000 at some point, gems. So and then just the other piece is just buy things you like. I bought the stamps before it pumped, and I was actually complaining about it on Twitter, like, my stamps haven't pumped, but I bought that whole mother stamp set, USPS first stamp set, because I think I like it. I think it's actually cool. And I think it'll do really, really well long term. Stamp collecting is really big for a lot of people. I think it's cool to own the first official NFT stamp. I just think that's worth money. Frankie, I know, man. I took that. I took the paper hand thing in stride. I did feel really bad when I did a really clickbaity video because I realized I should not have done that. Yeah, I felt really bad. And I did an apology video and things like that. But for those who maybe haven't heard, I do apologize for making that clickbait video. Part of it, and I don't even understand why I did it, because even people were telling me, don't make a clickbait video like that. Foster actually reached out and was like, hey, he's a good guy, by the way. But Foster reached out and said, hey, I did something. I talked about maybe selling some collectibles for Omi. I got a lot of heat from it. Maybe you shouldn't do what you're about to do. Excuse me. Get a sip of this. And I'm a really stubborn dude. So when people tell me I shouldn't do something, I just do it because I'm so stubborn, even if I know that's a bad idea. So I don't even know why I did it. I think I was, I don't know if you've ever seen some videos from Tech Lead. He's not a Komi VV YouTuber or anything, but he does, he's a big 1 million plus YouTuber, does a lot of minor crypto and computer programming type stuff, but he does a lot of clickbaity stuff. And I was like, well, maybe I should do something like that. So part of it was experimenting with titling and stuff, and it just didn't really work out for me. So, everyone makes mistakes. People make mistakes. I'm human. The best thing I could do is learn from it. So Bert, how's it going, my friend? 1 cent coming in a week, Dan. Oh, I am hesitant to say that, man. I think in a month, within a month, I think we can see 1 cent. Because I think, what OMI token does, it reaches a high, it retests. It takes us a while to get back up there, and then potentially a whale can throw their weight into the mix. So I don't think in a week. I've said that before. I've said that in October, I thought, we would hit 1 cent in October, and it didn't actually happen. So I'm hesitant to say that now. Vivi was keeping the price low until Vivi. Well, I don't know how Vivi keeps the price low. How do they keep the price low? You know what I mean? Like, they don't really control the market like that. Legit question. IMX was $5 when it went to Coinbase. It's currently $3.77. How do we know OMI will go up after more exchanges like Coinbase? I actually know the answer to this. Back in the day, when IMX was first coming out, they priced the token differently. IMX made a decision later on, shortly after the sale, that they would do a kind of split. For every 1 token you had, you would get 100. And the reason they did that was they didn't want a situation where, people are transacting on Immutable and they're like, it's like OMI, where it's like, okay, IMX is worth so much that people have to transact in 0.001 IMX to do whatever transaction they're doing. So they made a decision to actually blow up the supply and still keep that initial price at $5. So they really drastically overpriced. I say this with a grain of salt, but in practicality, it made it so that IMX was priced so high that really it was priced so high, it was really already a 10 billion market cap coin when it came on Coinbase, that it wasn't going to go that much higher. And part of the value of IMX is actually in staking. If you look at the tokenomics, the staking is what really makes that token really interesting. If you and staking is not available yet, but if you stake the token, you get a piece of all those IMX fees when people are transacting. I still think it'll be a good investment. I just don't think it will moon like OMI will. So you look at something like OMI, which does not have as much visibility as a token like IMX. When a token like that comes on Coinbase, it will shoot up in value because we really don't have many tokens left. And even if you can look at the volume, let's look at this actually. I was going to pull up my other chart, but let me share this other chart here. Okay, you look at the volume of where we're trading kind of right. Oh, let me pull up this. Maybe this is better. We have a 24-hour volume of 12 million, and there is a correlation. Can you guys see that? Okay, good. There is a correlation between volume and price. Generally speaking, the more volume there is, the higher the price, unless something is dumping so hardcore, like Enron or something. Then you have a lot of volume with drastic decreased price action. But generally speaking, the more volume there is, the higher the price will be. And if you look at this, kind of makes sense with this chart, because if you look at this, where we were like I can't really get it very well, 1.2, 1.3 cents, our volume was 134 million. So we're trading at 10% of the volume, and we're already at 0.0079. So can you imagine now what would happen if we got 130 million volume there? You know, we would just blow up. So really, you should be looking at it in terms of volume. Exchanges increase the volume because there's more people able to purchase it. So exchanges will do really well. There's going to be a lot of FOMO associated with this. Once OMI token, the word gets out that an OMI token is associated with VV, there's use case with OMI. People are buying OMI for a reason, not just to speculate. You will see the price shoot up. And let's go look at IMX. I didn't actually look at this before, but I'm pretty sure this will be a good example here. There is so much more volume on IMX, 53 million volume right now. And you know, what is some of the highs here? 36, 50 million. There's just a lot of volume, a lot more volume than what we have right now, i.e. less exchanges, right? Because there's so many exchanges that have IMX because it's a blue chip crypto. You know, look at all these exchanges they have compared to what we have. And we don't have anywhere near the exchanges that Immutable X does, or Hype, I would say, for that matter. Hope that answers your question. Mars Davis, good to see you, man. Keep putting out those videos, man. Couples money with Armando and Liz. Reynoso. Dan, are you just into OMI or the VV collectibles as well? So earlier last year, I was only into OMI. That's all I cared about. But now I'm getting into collectibles. I'm learning, actually. I actually paid for Cavell's $15 private group. Actually, let me back up before I talk about that. But I am in a lot of different groups. I'm blessed to be in a situation where I've met a lot of cool people, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of very knowledgeable people so far. So I have a different perspective. So I can actually pick a lot of these people's brains. Like, you know, I can talk to NFT Pirates if I want to. I can talk to Mark Wynn. I can, you know, there's just a lot of people. So anyways, I am slowly learning the collectibles, and I'm learning to appreciate the collectibles. And I am still in the process of exploring and enjoying Cavell's $15 group. And I plan to do a review on it soon. You know, is it worth it for you? And actually, I'm genuinely surprised because I was expecting a certain thing and I got something different. And I actually think a $15 What is that in the grand scheme of things? A couple cups of coffee for, access to Cavell. I think that could be a really good group. Now, would I spend more than $15? Probably not. I'm pretty cheap. And at the end of the day, the higher you price your course, the harder it is to give value back. I've heard about others that have groups that cost a lot more than $15. I wouldn't do that because the value, it's very difficult to get that value back. There was actually, I don't know if you have ever guys have heard of Blockchain Whisperers. He's a very it's a trading group, and it's very expensive per month. And it's hard to get that value back. It's thousands of dollars to go into this trading group. Is that worth it? It's very difficult. You have to have millions already to capitalize on something like that. I'm not sure if that's worth it. Yeah, everyone wants to FOMO in right now. Try not to FOMO in. Just stick to your strategy, dollar cost average. Tylo says, you all sound almost exactly like my middle school principal. I don't know if that could be good, it could be bad, right? Omi is not famous yet compared to Mana Gala Sand. Still, so many people don't know about it. Yes. And we know what a lot of people don't. We know that this is eventually going to be a metaverse play, and we know metaverse is going to blow up. It's going to be the next internet, right? So we are getting in cheap. Are you buying land in the Vverse? I do want to, and it will depend what the Omi price is, because ultimately, I put a lot of my money into Omi token. I don't really have a whole lot of money to spare. I have to rely on my paychecks now because I don't have any more assets to sell or that I want to swing around. I'm not going to drain my 401k and pay all those taxes to FOMO into a project like this. So I don't have much money. But so what I'm trying to get at is it depends what the Omi token price is. I did say at one point I was thinking about taking 50% of my Omi tokens and potentially using it for land. Ruben's vault value 330,000. Man, that is insane to me, man. I mean, and I can't even get mad at myself because I know what I was thinking last year, and there's no way I was going to put any significant amount of money into the collectibles. And so many drops, I was just like I overslept, or like I was at work and got busy at work and forgot about the drop. So many of these drops were like that for me, where I could have maybe have gotten things like a Superman or something. I think Superman would have been an easy one for me to get, but you live, you learn. Sam, my wife loves me more when Omi pumps. Oh, yeah. My wife doesn't really care right now. Obadiah says, I'm looking at Bit4 sells and buys. We're definitely going higher. Anyways. King Teak, one of my really early subscribers. Appreciate that. Hey, you did a clickbait video, so what? Why are these people got to gatekeep, though? There is a little bit of gatekeeping in the community. I don't know if that's good or bad, but people do that. People say it's for the betterment of the community. That really annoys me when people say that, because people gatekeep. These people get to decide what's good for the community and what's bad. When really we're all part of the community. Even if you have some negative things to say or some positive things to say, we shouldn't be able to pick and choose collectively who is part of the community and who's not. That does annoy me. $20 million Omi. See, I wish I had 20 million Omi. Had I sold those houses earlier, I might have had 20 million instead of like the 8 million I have now. Okay, let's get into the tokens here. I don't want to just drag this out. Plus, I have only a little bit more time before my daughter wakes up. So once she wakes up, if I hear her cry, I probably will have to stop the stream. But we have a little bit more time, I think. Let's look into the chart. Okay, so let me just say this. I am not a big technical analysis guy. I know a little bit. I know enough that makes me comfortable with what I know. I'm not trying to be a master trader or anything like that. So my TA is limited, but I think I know enough that can be taught to someone else very short period of time and get a lot of value. Technical analysis, if you listen to the people who do a lot of technical analysis, they will never tell you when something's about to pump. TA to me is like the explanation of why something pump after the fact. That's when they know so much. And you got to take TA with a grain of salt. You need to know a little bit. I think it can be very helpful to maybe when to dollar cost average or when to really maybe put in a little bit more money, perhaps. When is it truly a dip? But technical analysis is important. There's a few things I want to show you here that I think is the most important things. And that I think that if you know this, it's very easy to learn and it could give you a lot of value here. So here we are, the 1 year timeline here. And we hit the 1.3 cents all-time high. We know it happened very quickly because we were trading at 0.0032, actually even lower. Can't really see it here. And it within a short period of time just blew up, and then we've never really reached that. We've went all the way down. This is about when I started getting in. I think I got in at like the 60 some odd level, held it all the way down, got as low as, for what I remember on one exchange, it was as low as 0.0011. And I remember thinking, could it go lower? That was probably the lowest of the low. A lot of FUD there. In hindsight, I wish I bought a lot at that because I would be up like what? If I bought at 0.0011, I would be up like 8x. Man, huge investment. Anyways, I dollar costed average into a lot of different things, made some big buys, yada, yada, yada. Here we are today. So this red line represents resistance. And this is based off of previous areas that we hit before. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. It's hard to see maybe. But, so we are trying to break 0.0082. And technical analysis here is important because if we are able to break through cleanly off 0.0082, we could potentially go higher. And that's what we want to happen. There's a lot of previous tests here before we went back down. So it's a very important level. But if we're able to break the 0.0082, we could go potentially to, I believe, 0.0090. Now, there is some psychology here that it's harder to break through like 80, 90, 1 cent. These are all levels that are hard to break because there's some psychology there. So I think we could break 0.0083 and bounce between 90, 0.0083. Now, the exciting thing about this is we're not just talking about random manipulation or price movements. We know that fundamentally important things are going on, right? Phase 3, migration starting January 27th. We have a firm date now. There's so much information out there about this. We know it's happening at this point, right? It's not a lot of evading and hiding and, the team just making excuses or pushing things back. And when I say this, I'm bullish on the team. I appreciate the team, but it gets tiring after a while hearing these things. And then we also know that potentially we could get exchanges soon. That's why phase 3 migration immutable is so important because we heard on the previous AMA, February, we could see a couple exchanges. Reese said that. And actually, I've heard a lot of rumors we could get more exchanges. Dr. Profit being a prophet, says that he foresees 3+ exchanges. And we know they're happening because Dan Crothers last year said 2 to 5 exchanges after the immutable migration. We only got 1 after that. So there's potentially, like 3 to 4 exchanges potentially out there. What is that going to do for the price? And that's why OMI is mooning right now, because people are anticipating this. People know this. People aren't stupid. That's why we're all FOMOing and wanting to get in on this, because we know that things are happening and it's for real this time. I just have a little bit of PTSD. So also one thing I like to do is fib levels. You put your fib level all over these prices, and Fibonacci is a number that we see in nature. We see that in art. We see that in the arrangements of flowers. We see this in trading. It's just a number that is deeply embedded into our world. So basically, what does that mean for you? It means that if we could break a certain fib level, right now we're trading at kind of this fib level right now. See how well it matches up. This fib level is pretty large, and we were trading at this range. I mean, it matches really, really well. And even look at this other level here, right? We were trading at this fib level for a long period of time. So if we could break through, we will be trading at this fib level. And conveniently, that's where we have the 0.0090 next level of resistance. But if we're able to break that, then we could be at this potential fib level here, where we could be at like a little bit higher than 1 cent. But we have to preface this by psychology, and that's why I think that's what this third level resistance is at the 1 cent level. But if we're able to break it with exchanges or huge news, we could be trading quickly between 1 to 1.3 cents. So we're almost there, guys. And then there's a thing called price discovery mode, where if we break an all-time high, I know you can't see it with this chart that well, but the sky's the limit because the market doesn't know how to price it. And that's what we're really banking on, because if you get it in at these prices, the 80, and it goes to past 1.3 cents, maybe to 2 cents, 3 cents, pretty much it's going to be between 1.3 to 2 cents in the short term, realistically. I mean, that's a pretty big return on your money. It's a 2 to 2.5x, just depending on when you got it. A lot of my buys were made recently, 0.0066. That would be, close to, man, I don't know how to do math that well. A 3, potentially 4x return, some of these. Some of my buys were also, a lot of them at the 0.0025 level. That is a 8x return on my money. So as you can see, we want to break through this all-time high, because then the sky's the limit. And then I bet you, if you're up 10x on your investment, it's easy to sleep well at night, because it's like you're not worried about the price because you're up so high. And what's going to happen in 2 years, when VVverse launches in a big way? We're going to get some version of the VVverse this year, hopefully. But every year we should probably see an upgrade. And eventually it's going to be a full-blown metaverse. What's going to happen in the OMI token then? Oh, another short-term thing is the OMI token utility article. Reese said that we could see it before January 27th. I don't really know. It would be interesting to see what that looks like. RSI is a good indicator if something is overbought, oversold. And right now we're looking at kind of, it's up there, kind of overbought. You could see a correction, but if you go to the 5-day, it's not too bad, right? It's not that bad at all. So very, very bullish. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about in terms of technical analysis. But moral of the story is that this time is different because there's so much going for us. The only negative I can think about is maybe the founder token unlocks, because usually there's a little bit of sell-offs. They want to take a little bit of profit. I get that. Oh, and another thing, I've got a video coming out tomorrow that's going to talk about it a little bit, but there's so much money flooding into this app. I mean, yesterday, 3.6 million gems were bought. That's why these collectibles are doing so hot. And eventually, OMI is going to keep up with this. OMI is going to do well because of it. Not enough data. Yeah, IMX is still a really new token. And really, IMX launched as things were kind of really shortly went downhill. A lot of IMX's movements is it's moving and following Bitcoin. So it'll be interesting to see what happens long term. Matt says, "Hey Dan, love the merch. Reppin' man, looks the goods. Appreciate it." I still have Monster Infinite. I think it's undervalued, significantly undervalued, but I don't talk about that because it's not really my thing. I talk about it some very, very rarely. Carlos, this guy's full of it. Is pumping his bags now so he can dump on us. So don't be fooled by his thumbnails. It's not the first time he did. Okay. I only got 8 million me. It's a lot. It's a lot of money, but it's not enough to move markets. But it's okay, man. Why was the volume so high back then? The volume was so high back. First of all, I wasn't in there during that time, so I don't really know. I didn't see it firsthand. But there was a lot of FOMO. The app was out. I know trading groups knew about Omi token, that something was coming. So there was a lot of FOMO into the token. And that's what happened. A lot of people got in, didn't do so hot. It started going downhill. A lot that represents a lot of people just selling off because really they didn't really know what they're buying. They were just FOMOing in. And plus, like the cryptos were doing really, really well. It followed that. People who made a lot of money in Bitcoin because it mooned, maybe they sold some of that, put it into Omi, and that's, that could have been that too. Do you still hold Monster tokens? I do. Mostly because if I sold them, it would be at a loss. I only put a couple thousand in there though. Is 1.6 cents possible after the migration? Here's the thing. I don't know. I just don't know, man. I'm really a lot more hesitant with my short-term price predictions because I was so wrong last year. And to be fair, a lot of people were wrong, but I'm very, very, very hesitant now. So I hope everyone sells their VV collectibles and profit, then put that profit on the Omi token. That would be cool. I do believe that once MTL happens, and I'm pretty certain that Omi token will be part of that MTL plan, at least in some way. I think the smart money will ride these waves with the collectibles. Like for example, let's say you could do MTL right now. Now would be, I don't want to sound like but now would be a good time to take profit, right? It's mooning. Is it going to moon again tomorrow? I don't know. I'm not a collectible guy, but just conceivably, people will be taking profit, and it would be good to put that into the Omi token because VV will do well, and then just rotate in. As Omi does well, you take a little bit of profit, put it into the collectibles. Collectibles do well, so it'll be like a seesaw where people put money from collectibles into Omi and vice versa. Kind of like how people do now with Bitcoin and other altcoins. You'll see there's kind of seesaw motion as people take profit, and that's what I think what will happen. But long term, I think the collectibles and Omi will do really, really well. VVverse land is going to be massive. I think they will do really well. I think they should get some consultants, some experts maybe to guide them, because I remember last time Dan Carruthers said that they're going to look at different models. It depends what does land look like in a collectible app, at a social collectible app. What are you going to do on this land? That's the thing I don't really know, and I don't know how to think about what does land look like in a collectible app. I don't know. I really don't know. Obviously, a place to showcase your collectibles. So probably we're going to have a big house or museum type structure. Maybe we can buy different structures, museums to showcase our collectibles. That's the easy, low hanging fruit there. But what else are you going to do on your land? Really, what else are you going to do? Could you have like a screen where you can showcase, maybe watch a movie together? Or that'd be kind of cool. What else are you going to do on the land? Is there going to be a concert? Kind of like how they did it with Fortnite, had a concert. Decentraland did a concert. But then you got to pay these people to do it. I don't know if a collectible app, that makes sense for a collectible app. These are things I think about. I just don't know. Don't have the answers to these questions. You don't want them just to do land for the sake of doing land, because you want the land to be an integral part of what you're doing. Otherwise, you're just shilling land. It's like a money grab, right? But I like what Illuvium does with land. Illuvium has, you have a game, a play to earn game, and maybe to craft stuff you need resources, and you get these resources from landowners. So maybe they sell fuel. Maybe we could sell like wood to make wood frames for some of our collectibles, or maybe we can get some stone, mine some stone for some nice shelving. I don't know. Maybe make your house nice. I don't know. I hope there's a social aspect, but I mean, honestly, you're probably going to play games too, right? Could it be like, could we play solitaire in the VVverse? That makes sense. Have that as a free game. Invite your friends. Obviously, we're going to race things. So, is there going to be a racetrack that you can buy to race these things? Or is it going to be you play it at the house and then you go into this game? I don't know. These are things I want to know because I'm very, very excited about it. But I think it will come in 2022. I think it'll be just a showroom and some social functions. I don't think it'll be like Ready Player. It won't be like Ready Player One. It just won't. See you, man. Take care. Have a good night. I got all my 5 million OMI from selling my VV NFTs. That's kind of what I wish I did, but anyways, you live, you learn. My husband gave 2 craps about VV till I showed him the value of my C3PO. Good for you. That's awesome. Are there any projects you're interested in other than VV Komi? I am interested in Illuvium, like I just talked about. I like IMX. I had a list somewhere. I don't even know what coins I'm invested in sometimes. Oh, Flappy Birds. That sounds like I'm shilling something ridiculous, but yeah, it's like Flappy Birds. It's FNC token. It's a really new token. I bought it on auction, kind of for an early sale, just $1,000. And it's basically a play to earn format, but they're basically a gaming studio. FNC is the token for the gaming studio, and they're going to do things like Flappy Birds play to earn. Buy your NFTs or certain special birds. You can earn FNC tokens, and then they might eventually make another game that uses the FNC tokens. So I bought it pretty cheap. We're trading at currently 796, so we're still kind of haven't broken that 80 yet. Who knows what will happen tomorrow? We're pumping because people are anticipating big things happening after the migration, and they're getting in now in preparation for the exchanges. There's a lot of talk about the exchanges happening really soon, so could get it done. Oh, is that Hello K down there? Hello K, is that a Paper Hand Dan? Let's go. Hello K is such a troll, man. He's like the biggest troll ever. He's a nice guy. Thanks for the donation, my friend. KuCoin, Coinbase, Binance, FTX. Now, if you watch Tap's trades, he really believes that KuCoin could be one of the first ones. And after watching his videos, I do believe that could be the case. I think Coinbase is something that happens later, but I do believe we could see it in 2022. I know it's happening sooner rather than later. Shane doesn't know what he's talking about. You don't know what you're talking about, bro. We won't see anything over 0.0084 anytime soon. Just look at the massive selling pressure once we break 0.008. Paper hands. Energy, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Now that Dan is publicly bullish again, does this mean he's selling his OMI privately? I guess I could be. That's why you shouldn't, here's the thing. Everything I do is just for fun. This is just a hobby. Um, I don't I don't think YouTube is going to turn into a big money making operation for me. At least right now it isn't. So basically, what I'm trying to say is I do this for a hobby. If I decide to sell for whatever reason, yeah, I'm going to sell. I'm probably not going to talk to you guys about it because you guys will crucify me. But I've always been really bullish. But what happened, since you want to know, is I made a speculative bet. I had about 7.5 million OMI at one point, and I got 2.5 million more. And now I had two bags. One was my long term hold bag, and the other was more of a speculative one because I really thought we could hit 1 cent. So I had a speculative bag. I wanted to make a short term play. It didn't pan out. So I sold it. I could have probably delivered that news. Maybe I shouldn't have even delivered that news. But some of that money I actually put into Illuvium, and that's what happened. I did buy a little bit more at some of the lows, so I made, that was kind of profitable. But I have 8 million now, and I'm looking to buy a little bit more here soon. I get paid in a week. I'm hoping to put maybe $5,000-$6,000 into OMI. I would have wanted this pump to happen later, but I always appreciate a good old-fashioned OMI pump. 5 cent party, here we come. Is it still happening? It will happen. If we hit 5 cents, I will definitely look into throwing a party. I'm not rich at 5 cents though, so I don't know where we'll have it. The joke was we would have it in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where I live, where Kyle Wilson also lives. But probably I don't want to bring a bunch of people to Tulsa. It's kind of, I think you'll be sad. We should just do it in Vegas somewhere. We'll do something in Vegas. What is the end game? I'm not very sophisticated when it comes to my crypto investments, but initially my end game was just for have about 10 million OMI, have about OMI hit about 10 cents, and slowly start selling about, well, of course can make plays here and there, but selling off a portion of it every year to avoid a huge tax hit and let the rest ride and either quit my job or at least go part-time or work as needed. I work in healthcare, so I need to keep my medicine skills up. So I don't want to just like quit because if you don't use it, you lose it. Whether that's like looking at X-rays, I'll lose that skill, or stitching people up, I'll lose that skill. So I always want to work in medicine because I don't want to lose my skills. I worked really hard for it. But the end game, probably now that I know, I probably want to do land. Probably buy some land. I just don't know. I don't know anything about it. So it's hard for me to make long-term plans off something I don't know, but I would like a piece of land. I potentially would put 50% of my OMI into land as an earmarker. It might go down to 25%. Can you do a video on the best way to store your OMI? I mean, that's not really a video idea. I use Trust Wallet because it's easy and free. That's what I would do. It's not that complicated to do, but some people use MetaMask. There's no best way. There's more secure methods, but it gets a little bit more complicated. So I use Trust. As long as you have a wallet, though, I think that's the biggest low-hanging fruit is just to have a wallet. This is an interesting comment. Viviverse isn't a collectible app, though. Yeah, I think Viviverse is its own separate product. So, there's that. But I think it has to be collectible related, at least somewhat, because our showrooms are going to be there. It's going to show off our collectibles. It might evolve into something different, but at the end of the day, it's a collectibles app. Daryl Johnson, not to sound like a jerk, but didn't you give up Omi for a Hyundai truck? I was basically I was trolling, and then I think some people took it literally because it's hard to tell. But I made a joke that I sold my Omi for a Corolla. That was just like a joke. But really, what I did was I moved that 2.5 million speculative bet into Illuvium, something I wanted to have a big position in as well, because I'm very bullish on that, and that's what I did. I don't really need to apologize for doing that. The only thing I apologize for, if anything, is just the video I did. That's the only thing I apologize about. Pop, what's going on, man? 2 a.m. How'd your test go? Germany, 2 a.m. What are you doing up, man? 5 cents and a couple life goals get hit. To be honest, I'll be taking profit from 2 cents. Yeah, I've heard rumors that a lot of whales will be taking profit at 2 cents. And when I say take profit, I don't mean dump it. I mean take a little bit of profit, because the people who got in 2019, a lot of them actually, I saw something on a Comey Wiki. Like if you had put $10,000, you literally a year ago, you would have $2 million. So that means if we hit 2 cents, they have $4 million. And some have even more than that. So of course they're going to take a little bit of profit. So 2 cents will be a stiff bit of resistance, but we'll eventually break through. I don't know what I'll do. I don't want to say something here, but things can happen, right? I could find another project I want to put some money in. I don't know what I'll do, but I want to keep some of it. If we get to 0.036 cents, I'm happy. Good for you. You must have a lot of Omi. So anyways, I think I got to wake up my daughter from her nap. It's 7:18 p.m. here. I just wanted to talk about it, about this price movement. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's going to be an exciting year. I say this on a lot of my videos. It's going to be a real exciting year. I hope it will be a life-changing year. But sooner or later, whether it's this year or the next, the year after that, Omi will be life-changing for a lot of people. So I appreciate all you guys. Part of the reason why I want to have a party with all of you guys, the 5 cent party, is not just because of the money, even though I can't say it's not about the money, but it's to meet all you guys. I've been doing this since April, made a lot of friends, done a lot of cool interviews with amazing people. It would be cool to meet all you guys in real life. And I can't wait to do that with all of you. I hope it's life-changing for a lot of us. I want to meet Randy Chavez. I want to meet Crypto Dan. I want to meet a lot of the other YouTubers, Taps. I want to meet all these people. So it's going to be exciting. I hope this is just one pump of many more pumps to come. And hey, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.